Good morning. This is vacation video number 7. Exciting how much Torah we've learned. And we are studying the Rambam Hilchos Talmud Torah, the laws of Talmud Torah. And we are on Parak Beis, the second parak, the second chapter of Hilchos Talmud Torah. And let's look at the, let's look inside. Well, we're going to be talking about the education of children here. Literally little children. And here what we say. Moshiven melande tinokos b'chol medino medino b'chol pelach b'chelach b'chol ir v'ir. We sit down, we establish, and as we make sure that there are teachers for children in every single country, in every single village, in every single city. Okay, b'chol ir sheyesh ba tinokos shel beis rabban machrimin es anshe ha'ir ad shemashivim melande tinokos. And any time that you have children, you have people of a low stature in their Talmud Torah, right, youth that have not learned so much, so you would even go so far as to ostracize and set aside any city that doesn't put teachers in. As any city that says we're not going to put teachers, we refuse, we don't want to put the expense of having a school for kids, right? Any city that does that, that says we're not going to teach our children Torah, we don't allow, we ostracize, meaning we don't allow, we put them in cherem, we don't allow that city to have anything to do with the rest of Klal Yisrael, with the rest of the Jewish people, until they agree to have schooling for their children. V'im lo heshivu hamachmiran es ha'ir, right? And if they refuse to, if they say that we're not going to, or we just refuse to have a teacher for our children, so then we ostracize them. Shein olam miskayim ela behevel pihem shel tinokos shel beis rabba, because the world only stands on the Torah learning, right, of children who are learning Torah. These children that have not learned Torah. Machnisim es hatinokos leislame keben sheish keben sheva lefikoach haben ubinyan gufo. Right, we take children, and when do we enroll them in school? When do we start having them officially start to learn, as opposed to just their father teaching them one thing here, one thing there? Right, we talked about in Parak Aleph about how a father teaches his children a pasuk here. Right, he starts with Torah Tzivilanu Moshe, and then goes to Shema Yisrael, and then starts beginning to teach them more and more psukim. So at about 6 or 7 years old, all according to the Rambam says the child's strength. Now, not every child is going to be the same. Some children are going to be able to enter school earlier. Some are going to need a little more time, right? So then we start bringing them in. Upachos mi ben sheish ein machnisin asal. But we definitely don't take a kid younger than 6 years old. Umaka asan hamalamed lahatil leim ema. Now, here's something interesting. It's something you don't see in schools nowadays, and as a teacher I have to agree, I don't think this would be so effective in today's times, but we do allow, the halacha does allow what's called corporeal punishment, which means we do allow a teacher to hit a child, okay, in order to instill fear in them. Now, as a child that's allowed to act out in class, they're not going to learn, and they're going to take away from the rest of the class's learning. An effective tool to ensuring that children don't disturb is by hitting them. Vein makos makas oyev makos achzari. But a teacher has to be careful. They're not hitting their child, their student, as if they're an enemy or they're trying to be cruel. That's why you can't use like a massive stick, or you can't use a rod to hit the kid. It's got to be with a small strap, right? Now, we're not trying to inflict permanent damage on the child, or have the child, have a massive bruise. The idea is just to get the child a little scared. Now, how long should the school day go for? Right? So it's the entire day and a little of the night, in order to teach them to learn in day and night. So just to give you an idea, in the fall, right, in the winter it would be a little earlier, but in the summer, and the spring, and the fall, right, and you'll see that there is summer school. Now, school doesn't end. There's no summer vacation according to the Torah. You'll see what vacation is. Okay, so that's a little day and a little to the night. That's you're talking about a school day that, in today's terms, would go from about let's say 7 a.m. until close to 6 p.m. In the summer, that day would extend till probably 9 p.m. Okay, okay, so listen to this. Okay, the only time that there's vacation is on Erev Shabbos and on Yom Tov, okay, because the rest of the day there's no vacation. Now on Shabbos, you should introduce new material. It's hard because the Shabbos, it's a different atmosphere in the classroom, but you can review, right? You review stuff, you just don't introduce new stuff. And we don't stop teaching children, even if it comes time to build the Beis HaMikdash. We don't say that the children should stop learning; they should still learn. So it's a heavy day and heavy education for children, right? You see that what we're dealing with here is a very serious day. Now, the question that I would like you to answer is, why do we put such emphasis on the learning of children? On an adult, I understand, right? But to have a child learn throughout the entire day and throughout the entire night, and at the same time make sure that they literally have just about zero vacation time, that's a pretty heavy day. Why? And we go so far as to say that even if it's time to build the Beis HaMikdash, we don't stop them from learning. Right? That's not a valid excuse. So why do we put such an emphasis on children's learning? Right? The Rambam did say that that the world stands. The world only stands because of the learning of children. What does that mean? Love to hear your answers. Can't wait to hear from you. I'm so proud of you that you're learning on your vacation. Have a great day.